everybody, it's Megan, and I just figured that today I could show you guys how I make an iced mocha from home. This is just a drink that I really like, and I never really order like when I go out places, but I do like to make it from home just because it's easy. And I usually don't have coffee that's like overly sweet, but today I just wanted something kind of sweet. And also, you should know about me that 9 out of 10 times I will choose iced coffee over hot coffee. So I'm one of those people. But anyway, in case you didn't notice, Blake is here behind me. He's playing video games, and he's just gonna be around while I make this video and show you guys how. So the first thing that I use is this. If you're unfamiliar with this, it's called a Mocha Pot, and it's basically just like a really simple, kind of older way to make espresso from home. It's pretty good. It's obviously not as good as, well, I don't think it's as good as like getting espresso from a coffee shop or from a really high quality roaster, but you could also just get really high quality beans. I do work as a barista at a coffee shop, so I'm pretty familiar with coffee things, and just we serve really good coffee there, so I am pretty picky about what I use at home. Anyways, yeah, this is called a Mocha Pot. Typically it has a handle here. I did melt it off a couple of months ago, and Blake is going to make me a new handle, so that's gonna be great. But anyway, so basically there are 3 parts to this. There's the top portion, and it has this, which the espresso gets pushed up through this little grate here, and then it's like filtered right there and then boils up over this, and so then all your espresso will fall right here. It's also cool because you can watch it coming out and kind of tell when you want to take it off. Then it has a funnel to it with a second grate, so it's just kind of like it just filters all around. So you put your espresso or coffee in here, and I'm just going to use normal coffee today. I usually would use espresso, but I bought this espresso and it's really not good, so I just don't want to use it. And then this is the little tank that holds the water, so you fill your water in. This is the pressure valve in case there's too much pressure. Instead of exploding, it will just shoot out of this side. So I fill the water right below here usually. Well, not right below, but just like a little bit below. And then you put your espresso in the funnel into here, and once it's boiling on the stove, then it will push the boiling like pressure will build up. It will push the water up through the espresso here, and then it will be filtered again going up through here so that it comes out fresh right out of the top. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how I did it. Now we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna take my water and fill up the little water tank here, and then get the funnel here. And this coffee is actually a blend from, I think, Nicaragua. It's like one of my favorite coffees to have at home. It's generic. I'm pretty sure it's great value. They have really pretty packaging. It's like a map. It has like mapping all over it, but I think this one's from Nicaragua or maybe Guatemala. I don't know. I'll have to find it. I'll let you guys know, but it is like one of my favorite coffees to have at home. So I just fill up this little guy, and you're not supposed to tamp it like you would at like an espresso shop, just because it can get to be like too much that way, but I do just kind of lightly press it down so it doesn't kind of spill over the edge. So I don't know if you can see that, and then you just screw this little guy on top. And the main thing to remember if you use one of these is to keep the heat really low. That's how I melted my handle a while ago. But yeah, you want to keep the heat really low, and the flame shouldn't go out of this range. Like, it should just stay really small right there. So let's go do that. Also, another thing I've heard that's pretty important about the Mocha Pots is that it's really easy to like burn the espresso, or to let, technically like an espresso shot will like die after once it's been pulled for too long from like an actual machine. I think it's pretty easy to do that just because it's not as precise and like intense as an espresso machine, but these are like $10, so I mean, can't beat it. But yeah, so we'll stop that as soon as it's ready. And then, I don't know if you guys know who Hannah Way is, but she is like an Instagram blogger, and I think she's just awesome. So, but when she makes her lattes at home, she calls this her flavor cup, and it's very important. The first thing I'm gonna do is, in the flavor cup, basically you put anything you need in here, and then you pour the espresso right into this, and it will kind of melt everything together and get it all kind of like syrupy for whatever kind of latte you're making. So if you're making vanilla or honey or whatever, it kind of gets it all together for you. And then you pour that over your milk and your ice because it's really easy to melt the ice in a latte, and I hate that. I hate when the ice like waters down the latte because that's just gross. But anyway, so the first thing I'm gonna do is a tablespoon-ish, like a little less, of sugar for the mocha, and then I'm gonna use some cocoa powder, and it's again same, it's 1:1 ratio, so another like ish tablespoon of cocoa. And then what's nice is that you can, I don't know, if it's not sweet enough, then you just can add more later, so that's fine. Yeah, so this, and then also something really important to me, I think it's a secret ingredient, is a little bit of salt because it brings out the flavor of the sugar. So just like a teensy bit. And then I'm gonna go check on the espresso. All right, so the last thing you're gonna do, I'm using almond milk. It's not like I'm not like strictly dairy free. I just eat cereal a lot for dinner, and I like almond milk and cereal, so that's just what I had. I have ice in this cup, and then the almond milk, and then you want to pour your, usually don't have to do this, but just because I don't have a handle, this is what I do. Then you just pour it right into your, oh, for some reason it always spills a little bit, I'm not really sure why. So it's really like, it's not necessarily espresso, because this is like, this would be a lot of espresso if someone was drinking that, but it's more so like a really just concentrated coffee to balance out the flavor. All right, so now while the espresso is, or the coffee is kind of melting this all together, you can see there's like a little powder left, but I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my little frother and just lightly go around like the bottom edges of the cup to really get it good and melted. You could also just make your own kind of chocolate syrup, which I've done before with just putting a little bit of like boiling water onto this, but I just prefer to melt it right into the espresso. So yes, there's that. And then you just take your cup and this, and you pour it over this, and then you want to instantly kind of start swirling this so that it doesn't start melting your ice too much. And then just go ahead, go in with the rest. Well, this one is really full, but that's fine. Kind of, I can't really stir it because it's so full, but it always looks so pretty. I'm gonna go in with this and just kind of stir it up this way. It's terrible that I'm using this as a spoon. But yeah, that's it. That's how it's made. I think I put too much ice and that's why it's so full, but it's so good. So good. So yeah, thanks for coming along with this and watching how I make it. If you make it at home, I hope you love it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Blake, do you want to say bye?
Bye.